Seoul hums before sunrise, traffic lights flicking amber, delivery drones skimming rooftops. CEO Jun is already awake. He's on the treadmill in his apartment, looking down at the city like it's a chessboard he owns. Numbers, projections, schedules, everything obeys him. People usually do, too. His wristwatch vibrates. 6:31 a.m. 1 minute late for the espresso his assistant pre-orders. He makes a mental note to talk to her about precision, then erases it. That would sound obsessive, and lately he's been trying to appear a little more human. By 8 he's in his corner office, 47th floor of Kong Group Tower, glass from floor to ceiling. His reflection could sell ambition itself, charcoal suit. Controlled expression, not a strand of hair rebelling. His team files in, eyes on tablets. Morning, sir. The investor call, in 7 minutes. CEO Jun finishes. Keep it under 10. If they want poetry, they can buy a novel. Polite laughter. He half smiles. Distance maintained. Lunch doesn't exist to him. He eats protein bars and data. At night, his friends drag him to Gangnam rooftops where champagne mist blurs the skyline. He flirts like it's a sport, smooth, detached, love. He scoffs when Min-jae gushes about his wife's anniversary plans. That's just chemistry and bad math. One day you'll meet someone who rewires that brain of yours. Min-jae grins, and I'll reboot. He means it. Or thinks he does. Tuesday morning, his intern bursts in clutching a sweating plastic cup. Sir, the coffee shop downstairs ran out of beans. I grabbed this instead, pineapple mint smoothie, from a pop-up called Golden Slice. Pineapple. He nearly laughs. The color alone looks too bright for his grayscale life. Still, he takes a sip. It's startling, fresh, crisp, alive. Something in it slices through the filtered air of his office. Where is this from? Street level, plaza entrance. The owner's American. Everyone's obsessed. He doesn't think about it again, until hours later. When a late meeting leaves his throat dry and the taste of pineapple drifts back like a dare, the plaza smells of rain and espresso. Food stalls glow against the glass facades, ramen steam, skewers, city chatter. Then he sees it, a compact stand with a gold-lettered sign, Golden Slice. Behind the counter, a woman moves like rhythm itself. White t-shirt knotted at the waist, jeans dusted with sugar, hair in a loose bun. She's laughing with a delivery guy, her American accent warm and melodic. CEO Jun steps closer. Hey there, she says, glancing up. You look like you wandered out of a stock photo for Corporate Boss of the Year. What can I get you? That depends, he says. Scanning the board. What's good enough to make a CEO take a detour? The pineapple mint, obviously. It's the reason you're here. She says it like she's already figured him out. He likes that. You sound confident. Confidence sells fruit. Want proof? Why not? While she blends, he watches. Her movements are efficient but unhurried, so opposite his world of deadlines. When she hands him the cup, their fingers brush. Skin on skin, brief, electric. For a man who negotiates billion-won contracts without blinking, it's ridiculous how much that tiny contact throws him off. You okay? She teases, fine. Just calculating your profit margin. Don't ruin the vibe, Mr. Spreadsheet. He laughs, an unguarded, real sound that startles him. So, what's your name, Mr. Spreadsheet? CEO Jun. Nice to meet you, CEO Jun. I'm Mia. Her name feels bright on his tongue. He repeats it silently, the way he memorizes product lines. Then he reminds himself to leave, but his feet delay, betraying him. Back upstairs, his assistant notices the rare smile. Good smoothie? Acceptable, he says, but he keeps the empty cup on his desk all day, a streak of yellow against the cool gray of his office. That night, he dreams, not of balance sheets, not of quarterly goals, but of wet pavement glistening under neon light and a voice calling him Mr. Spreadsheet like it's the most natural thing in the world. And for the first time in years, CEO Jun wakes up curious. By the end of the week, Golden Slice has become part of CEO Jun's routine. He tells himself it's because the smoothies are the only decent thing near the tower. He doesn't admit it's because of the woman behind the counter. Every morning at 8:05 a.m. he appears, tailored suit, phone in hand, expression that says 5 minutes only. Every morning Nia greets him like she's been expecting the show. You again, Mr. Spreadsheet? Market research. Sure. You're definitely studying something. Her grin makes his chest tighten in ways spreadsheets never could. The stand smells of citrus and mint. Seoul's rush hour noise wraps around them, heels on pavement, electric buses sighing, cafe music pulsing. She blends and jokes, he watches and pretends not to. She teases him about never smiling in photos. He retaliates by pointing out that her sign's typography is inconsistent. You're impossible, she laughs. Efficient, he corrects. No, impossible. But cute when you try to be human. He should be annoyed. Instead, he finds himself staying a minute longer each morning. Just long enough for one more joke, one more glance. His assistant notices the change first. Sir, you've started scheduling your investor calls later. Is that intentional? Coincidence, he lies. He's aware of how ridiculous it is, adjusting billion-1 meetings for a smoothie. Yet every time he leaves Golden Slice, the day feels sharper, more real. At night he scrolls through the cafe's social media page. Nia's posts are casual, fruit close-ups, Seoul sunsets, playful captions like, stay juicy, Seoul. She's built a small online following, warm, honest, unpolished. Everything his world isn't. He types a comment once, then deletes it. He's not ready to blur those lines yet. Friday afternoon, rain hits the city in a sudden, heavy sheet. He's leaving the building when he spots Nia struggling to roll down her stall's plastic covering. Before he can think, he's crossing the plaza, umbrella in hand. Need help? You'll ruin your shoes, she shouts over the rain. They're insured. Together they wrestle with the tarp, laughing when water splashes over both of them. When it's finally secured, she looks up, hair damp against her face. For a second, the noise fades. The rain, the city, everything. You didn't have to do that, she says softly. I know. It's the closest thing to silence he's felt in years. He ends up walking her to the subway entrance. People stare a little, him in designer wool, her in soaked denim, but he doesn't care. You could have called your driver, she says. He's allergic to weather. You're unbelievable. That's a compliment, right? She laughs, shaking her head. Maybe. Back in his penthouse, CEO Jun stands by the window, watching lights flicker on the Han River. He's never been this uncertain about anything outside a boardroom. He replays her laugh, the warmth in her eyes when she said you didn't have to. He wonders when the sound of rain started reminding him of pineapple and mint. On her side of the city, Nia sits on her couch with a cup of ginger tea, scrolling through the day's photos. She pauses on the one of him holding the umbrella, back turned, tall, composed, water shining on his suit. She smiles to herself. Maybe there's a person in there after all. For both of them, sleep comes late. For both of them, the morning will start the same way, but neither realizes that the ritual has already become a habit of the heart. Morning traffic is louder now that the rainy season's over. CEO Jun still arrives at Golden Slice at 8:05 sharp. The stand glows against the glass towers like a small rebellion against his symmetry. Good morning, Mr. Spreadsheet, Nia greets, already blending pineapple. I thought we'd retired that name. You're still living up to it. He smirks, but something in her tone has shifted, familiar, comfortable, the kind of ease that doesn't belong to casual customers. He likes that she doesn't pretend to be impressed by him. She likes that he listens. He starts bringing her things from his world, a new portable blender that runs silently, a sleek card reader for faster payments. She rolls her eyes but accepts them, muttering, you're gonna make my stall look like a tech startup. He notices her hands, small, calloused, confident. When their fingers brush, the contact lingers a beat longer than necessary. Later that week, she asks, so, what's it like being you? Exhausting. Try chopping fruit for 10 hours straight. He chuckles. Trade for a day. You'd last an hour, tops. There's challenge in her voice, and he finds himself wanting to prove her wrong, not about the fruit, about her assumption that his world is colder than hers. Friday morning, a customer films them laughing together. The clip, captioned is that Kong Group CEO buying smoothies from a street vendor. Hits social media before noon. By evening, gossip accounts are dissecting every frame. Headline sprout, who's the woman behind Seojune's smile, from boardroom to fruit stand, unlikely encounter trends in Seoul. In her tiny apartment, Nia scrolls, half amused until she reads the comments. Some are playful, others aren't. She closes the app, heart pounding. Next morning, reporters hover near the plaza. She forces a smile, blending faster, but the tension is obvious. When Seojun arrives, she shakes her head. You shouldn't be here today. Why? Because half the internet's here waiting for you. And because this, she gestures between them, was supposed to be normal. He studies her, realizing he has no script for this kind of crisis. They'll get bored soon. That's easy to say when they're not following you to the grocery store. He hesitates. For a man trained to act instantly, the pause says everything. That pause hurts more than any headline. In the following days, his PR director emails, recommend public statement clarifying CEO's relationship with local vendor as purely commercial. He stares at the draft for a long time, clarifying feels like erasing. Instead of signing it, he deletes it. Then he goes silent, meetings, travel, excuses. Nia keeps working, pretending not to notice the empty space at 8:05, at night, her phone buzzes with a single message, Seojun, can we talk? She doesn't answer. Not because she's angry, but because she's tired. Seojun sits in his penthouse, news anchors repeating his name. He mutes the TV and looks out at the city he's supposed to control. Every lighted window below is someone living freely. And for the first time, he envies them. Across town, Nia edits her next vlog. She hesitates before cutting a clip where she laughs off camera at something he said. She leaves it in. Maybe honesty is its own kind of defense. When she finally sets her phone down, the city outside keeps buzzing, rumors, traffic, headlines, but somewhere between all that noise, two people who didn't plan for each other are learning what silence feels like. For 2 weeks, the plaza feels wrong without him. Nia still opens Golden Slice at 7, still plays her morning playlist, still jokes with regulars, but every time the elevator doors open from the tower lobby, her stomach tightens. No familiar tailored silhouette appears. Online, the noise dies down, replaced by a dozen new scandals, but she's still bruised, by the comments, by the silence. Monday morning, an email pings her business inbox, subject, partnership proposal, Kong Group Tower Lobby. For a moment she thinks it's spam, until she sees his name on the digital signature, Seojun, CEO, Kong Group. He hasn't texted, hasn't called, just this. The attachment outlines a plan. A permanent Golden Slice X Kong Group cafe inside the new tower's wellness floor. Full creative control to her, full funding from him. No mention of image management. No demand for branding rights. She reads it twice. It's too clean to be charity, too personal to be coincidence. Unbai, her assistant, peers over her shoulder. Is that him? Yeah. Girl, that's not an apology. That's a corporate love letter. Nia laughs, but her throat feels tight. She goes to deliver her answer in person. The tower lobby glitters with marble and glass, cameras flash as she signs in. When the elevator opens, he's waiting, no suit jacket, no entourage. Just Seojun, hands in his pockets, looking more human than she remembers. You got my email, he says, you could have just called. I figured you'd block me. Maybe. So what is this, a guilt project? He shakes his head. It's what I should have done weeks ago, stand beside you instead of hiding behind PR. You built something real, and I want people to see that. And if they think it's because you like me, then they'd finally be right about something. The words hang there, bold and unguarded. She doesn't answer, she just exhales, eyes flicking toward the skyline behind him. If we do this, it has to be on my terms. Yours, he says immediately. She studies him for another beat, then smiles. Okay, Mr. Spreadsheet. Let's see if you can survive Pineapple World. The following month blurs into work. Architects, contractors, endless samples of marble and mango yellow. Nia refuses to let it become another sterile corporate cafe. She designs bright counters, green walls, playlists that switch from Afrobeats to indie K-pop. Seojun shows up at every late meeting, sleeves rolled up, tasting, adjusting, learning. Sometimes he forgets to hide the way he watches her when she's explaining flavor balance. One night, long after the staff have gone, they sit on the unfinished counter with paper cups of pineapple juice. You ever think about what people will say? She asks. They always say something. Yeah, but this time it's your reputation. Maybe it's time it included the truth. And what's that? She tilts her head. He meets her eyes. That you make my world feel less mechanical. Her laugh is soft but nervous. You're getting good at the human thing. Practice, he says, smiling. Opening day arrives with sunlight and cameras. The new Golden Slice X Kong Group Cafe gleams inside the tower, full of reporters, influencers, office workers. Nia moves through the crowd like she was born for it, confident, radiant. When someone asks if the partnership is romantic, she grins. It's just good business. And great pineapple. Seo Jun laughs beside her, but his eyes give away the rest. Later, when the cameras are gone, he finds her behind the counter wiping the last spill of juice. So, did we survive the press? Barely. Worth it? Yeah, she says, glancing up. Worth it. Their fingers brush as he takes the cloth from her hand, small contact, quiet current. For once, neither of them pulls away. Outside, Seoul buzzes on, a city that never stops talking. Inside the glass walls, two people have finally stopped hiding. For a man who built empires out of logic, feeling something this strong feels like standing barefoot on glass. Seo Jun keeps telling himself he's just impressed, amused, curious, but curiosity doesn't explain why he's thinking about her laugh in the middle of investor meetings, or why her texts slow his heartbeat just enough to make him nervous. At night, when the city fades to blue and silver, he catches himself checking his phone for no reason. It's not work. It's never work anymore. It starts small, Nia humming behind the counter while chopping pineapples, her voice when she says his name, not Mr. Kong, not Sir, just Seo Jun, the way she stands her ground when she thinks he's being arrogant. One afternoon, she scolds him for ignoring lunch. You can't live on caffeine and spreadsheets, she says, handing him a smoothie. He smirks. You're one to talk. You barely sit down all day. Difference is, I'm happy doing it. He's silent after that, happy. He hasn't thought about happiness in years, only profit, productivity, performance. Now he's measuring time in smiles. It hits him one evening when he drives past the plaza after hours. The stall is dark, folded away for the night, and suddenly the city feels emptier, colder. That emptiness startles him. He parks, sits behind the wheel, and says out loud, "What the hell is this?" But he knows. It's not lust. Not curiosity, not even distraction. It's the quiet ache of missing someone you haven't even called yours. He laughs softly, remembering his friend Hyunwoo's voice at a dinner months ago. One day, you'll meet someone who won't care about your money, and that'll scare you more than any merger. He'd laughed then, called Hyunwoo a hopeless romantic. Now he's living the punchline. He tries to stay away for 3 days, business trip to Busan. He avoids her messages, tells himself it's discipline. By the second night, he's restless, replaying her voice notes in his hotel room like a fool. On the flight back, he drafts a speech in his head, logical, reasonable, an exit plan. But when he sees her again, hair messy, apron stained with fruit, grinning like she's been waiting for him, the plan dissolves. You look tired, she says. Need some vitamin C, I just need, he starts, but can't finish, because what he needs isn't something he can buy or schedule, it's her. And the way she makes him feel like a person, not a headline. Hyunwoo nearly drops his coffee when Seo Jun walks into their usual cafe looking peaceful. The man who once mocked love now carries the soft, distracted expression of someone who's lost the argument to his own heart. You look suspiciously happy. Hyunwoo says, side effect. Seo Jun answers, of what? Falling. Hyunwoo's laugh shakes the table. No way. Mr. Spreadsheet. You fell in love. Completely, Seo Jun admits. I told you it would happen. Yeah, Seo Jun says, grinning. You were right for once. That evening, he brings Nia to the rooftop of Kong Tower. The skyline glows beneath them, Seoul alive and glittering. He hands her a sleek key fob. She blinks, confused, what's this? Your new delivery car, he says. Technically, the newest 2025 Electra S line. It's fast, efficient, and has pineapple yellow seats. She stares at him, speechless. Seo Jun, that's too much. No, he says gently. It's what you deserve. You've been running a business out of a street stall, it's time the city keeps up with you. Next, he shows her a folder, blueprints, contracts, and lease papers, 3 new Golden Slice cafes, he says. Downtown, Gangnam, and Busan, your name, your ownership. I'll invest, but you make the calls. Her eyes widen, the night lights catching in them. You're serious? I want people to see what I see. That you built something worth believing in. She breathes out slowly. And if people think this is you trying to buy me? He smiles. Then they've never seen you negotiate. Later, they sit on the car hood, overlooking the river. She asks softly, when did you know you loved me? He thinks for a moment, when I started missing you during meetings. When I cared about what you'd think more than what the board thought, when I realized the sound of blenders and laughter made me feel alive again. She laughs quietly. So I ruined your perfect life? You upgraded it, he says. Version 2.0, feelings included. A week later, Hyunwoo drops by the new flagship cafe, an open-air blend of greenery and glass. Nia hands him a smoothie on the house. So you're the friend who predicted all this? I said he'd fall, Hyunwoo chuckles. Didn't think he'd buy an entire fruit empire. When Seo Jun joins them, Hyunwoo raises his cup, to love, the one market trend you finally followed. Don't remind me, Seo Jun mutters, smiling anyway. That night, after closing, Nia leans against the counter, the hum of new machinery around her, the sound of growth. Seo Jun slips his arms around her waist. You used to laugh at love, she says, and now? Now you bought it a car, she teases. He laughs against her shoulder. I bought freedom. For you. For us. And my business? Expanding faster than any merger I've ever seen. She turns in his arms, eyes shining. You really fell, didn't you? Completely, he whispers. All because a pineapple seller didn't flinch when a CEO tried to impress her. The city hums around them, neon lights reflecting off the cafe windows. Inside, their laughter blends with the scent of fruit and rain, a love story that started as a joke and became the most serious thing he's ever known. Thank you so much for watching, your support really means the world to me. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss out